Hello, incredible community of women out there. Ladies, I am coming to you from paradise. I'm about to watch the sunset, which is something I try and do wherever I am in the world every day. Can you see it? Am I in front of it? I don't even know, but it's about to happen. And I thought, you know what? Even though my phone is currently sitting in like a tree because I forgot the tripod, I need to do this video because I need to tell you about the incredible Moana from Moana Consulting, or coaching I should say. Linda is incredible. She is a sex and relationship coach, and she has come out of the corporate world where she was in finance for a very long time, and she wants to help women that are in sexless relationships and marriages, or if they just feel like they haven't really embraced their sexuality. She talks about the power of that for life transformation. So what else are we talking with Linda about in the interview? We talk about, as I mentioned, relationships. We talk about how she talks about, as a divorced woman, what her challenges were, what she learned from those challenges, and what she would have done differently if she could have her time again. So she wants to share that openly and honestly with the women that are a part of this platform, and she does so beautifully. We're talking about also there are so many influences in our sexuality, intimacy, and love as women, and some of them include, she talks about 10. Some of them include personalities, so the relationships, actually this was really around relationships, so relationships in terms of the personalities, both us and our partner. She talks about how each person in the relationship relate to each other and what they project on each other. She also talks about the expectations and wants, for example, the issues of monogamy. And maybe if that might come up in the beginning of a relationship, or it might come up towards the end of the relationship. But she really talks about that. She talks about the idea that too many women are living in their masculine energy in relationships, and what the effect of that can be on the relationship and the woman. She also talks about how she could have done things differently, and really opens herself and shares with the listeners about what that was and what she would change. It's really, I'm so grateful to her, and for women I find in my women's events that I do around the world, it's always the women that open and are vulnerable to sharing that show their strength and really allow for other women to transform as a result. We talk about obligation or service sex, and she talks about the dangers of that in a relationship. She talks about the fact that so many women don't give themselves permission to enjoy themselves. And this is something that comes up again and again in so many of the interviews that I'm doing. She also talks about how to communicate and connect with yourself and your partner. She also talks about the situation that what happens if she wants to be sexually active with her partner, but he doesn't want it. She says that happens. She said she's seen it happen, she's experienced it happening, and she talks about what that means and what to do about it. Linda also so openly talks about the fact that she was really sort of inhibited and not able to communicate about her sexuality or requirements in sexuality, intimacy, and love with her partner until it got to a point where she was ready, but then when she was ready, it was too late. And she shares this story with the listeners. She talks about open relationships, and she talks about the idea, which I find so interesting, that sometimes a man loves his wife so much that he can't pleasure her. Ladies, are you ready to listen to this interview? Because I want to listen to it again after that. Oh my God, Linda is an incredible woman. So if you've got the platform and you haven't listened to Linda yet, dive on in. If you don't have the platform, ladies, now is the time to grab it. Still at the reduced price of $75, but not for much longer. So make sure you dive in and get this incredible interview that goes for over an hour with Linda. Honestly, ladies, as I promised before, there are going to be over 100 interviews on this platform by the time it's finished. So that means 75 cents an interview. And these interviews are going between 1 to 2 hours. I have gone around the world trying to find these incredible experts, and I'm bringing them to you, and it's my greatest pleasure. So dive on in, ladies. Click on the link below if you haven't already got the platform, and we'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much, ladies. Bye.